Hey guys, book and greeting again. It's me. Oh, I've had such a horrible day already, and it's only halfway through the day. By the way, my poster fell, but on top of that, I got woken up in the morning because apparently I had to go down to court because they messed stuff up. And apparently I had like $1,000 due to court, and not gonna happen. Actually, it's gonna happen. It's just I only have to pay like 200 because they fucked it all up. But what can you do when the court's pretty much saying fuck you, or excuse my French, saying oh well for you. Um, so I'm glad I did the post when I did because like an hour later, my cousin and her husband showed up at our house. So what did we do? My dad was like, oh, well, let's go do something. He wanted to go and show him an old mine, which is cool. The mines were really, really cool. It's actually the one landmark in California that has two very rare species only found in California. And one stagnant kind of part of the mine, you know, the little pretty things in the mine that are only found in California too. Awesome! So that was actually pretty cool. We ended up there late, and the people were like, "Well, if you pay us like half price, for all of you, we'll just take you down for only a 30-minute tour." And my dad's like, "You know what? That actually sounds really cool." Um, so that was really fun. And then last night, my cousin was like, "Well, we haven't." She's been in over in another country. She's been in Kuwait teaching English. She's amazing. I love my cousin. But so she's been over there, and she was like, "Well, hey, we're here for the summer. Can I go and visit?" She went to visit her family. Her dad, my uncle, has actually died when I was in elementary school, so she comes and visits my dad and most of the other family. And do you like my flowers? They fell upside down when the poster fell. They were hanging up pretty, and now I have Mario flowers upside down. But oh, back on the subject. I like how I get distracted easy. But so they come and visit like once a year, sometimes less, sometimes more. She was in Kuwait, so this time it was only once this year out of like 2 years. But and she wanted to go see my grandpa, which is her grandpa too. And we go by his house and we find out he hasn't been living there for 4 or 6 months, and we're like, why are we not told this? And we find out from my aunt. Oh, my aunt's a horrible, horrible person. We find out from my aunt's son, who she has living in his house with some random people we don't even know living there and doing drugs. But we find out that he's living there and that my grandpa has been put into a home, like an actual, not like an assisted living, helping. No, like being taken care of 24/7 home, because apparently my dad went and saw him today. Apparently he's not mentally there anymore. Like my grandpa is apparently pretty out of it. And last time we saw him, he seemed to be doing physically healthy. Mentally, he was just exhausted with my aunt because she causes so much stress in his life. And we all kind of figured, it's sad to say that this was going to happen with my grandpa, because my grandma died when I was in high school, like right at the end of my high school year. And my grandpa could do stuff without her, but that was the love of his life. That was something that, we were all surprised he even outlived, because he had cancer, no one was told, and apparently it was dormant and everything, and still is dormant, which is lucky. But none of us knew that he had cancer or anything. The only reason we knew is I was like, I asked my mom, like, why doesn't Grandpa have hair? He lost all of his hair at one moment. And my mom was like, that's true, that's not normal. And they tried to say, oh, he shaved it. Finally, my mom went to him and my grandma and was like, this isn't normal, shaving it or not. You can tell because it will grow back, and it's not going back quickly. So my grandma finally told him, look, he's been going through chemo and stuff. And my mom was like, why wasn't anyone told? This is a family thing. So but when my grandma had a stroke, they let her go or they had her in the hospital for a little while and then let her go. And my grandpa, right before that, got into he was coming out of the drive area or like a street, and then some car saw him coming, speeds up. And my grandpa had not seen this car because there's a bin right here. This guy is going like 80 miles an hour down a 40-mile road. My grandpa's going out and going straight across, and the guy bams right into him and sends him flying. And my grandpa's like 80, 90, like 70, 80, 90 years old. That's not something you can do to that old of a person and expect him to live. We're lucky he did. But he had a lot of brain damage because he was in a coma for like a month, and the doctor was like, look, yeah, he's getting better. We can take him out of the because part of the coma was his, and then they realized when he started to wake up from it that he had really bad brain damage. His brain was hemorrhaging, tons of issues. But but my grandpa he was doing fine. They're like, look, yeah, he's waking up from his coma, but we have to re-induce it because I'm trying to get my face to look normal. We have to re-induce it because we have to take care of these blood and brain issues. And they're like, but he's not going to be himself. He's going to probably forget a lot of people. When he woke up, he thought I was someone else. He was like, because I look so much like my dad. He's like, are you Corey? And I was like, yeah, I'm Corey. And he's like, son, you're here. And I'm like, huh? And then my dad, who was right next to me, was like, brother. And he thought, and he even now, now that my dad went with him, he thinks that's his brother who died before him. So, it's really sad, but we just were told, so, all this morning, besides court stuff, I was with my dad at the, hospital, not the hospital, the living place with him, and my grandpa's doing really bad. He didn't know me, he didn't know my cousin, and it was sad because I've taught myself that not to cry at stuff like this around someone because it doesn't make the situation any better. I'm crying now again. But my cousin just started bawling and stuff, and it was horrible because she wanted her husband and everything to meet her grandfather, and because my grandfather's so funny and active. I mean, he's quiet, but when you get him talking about stuff, he's really a great guy. And so now we have to make those phone calls to my other cousin. She's gonna have to come up from LA and see him and let the great grandkids see him before something happens. Because like the doctor said, yeah, physically he's great, he's amazing, but he can't. There's nothing they can do with him mentally. He can't. He forgets to feed himself. He forgets to take care of himself. It's a horrible situation. And before, my aunt did a lot of this stuff for him because my dad was working full time and he couldn't. And so my dad willingly let him take care of it. But now my dad's been retired for like a year or two and he hasn't been told anything. He's actually like, my aunt almost tried to give a restraining order not to come see his own father. It's horrible. My aunt's a horrible, horrible person. But when my dad found out, he's like, I can't stay away. And he's like, I don't. And it's sad to say my dad doesn't want him living there because those places, at least where we live, are really horrible places to be in for people. I mean, yeah, they're not horrible. I mean, they keep them clean, but most of them are still pretty dirty. They're not super well cared of. They're not given brain stimulation. My dad's like, I know he's not going to get better, but it's still better that he stimulates the little bit of brain he has. And this vlog, oh my god, it's only like my 4th vlog and I'm already crying in front of you guys and acting like a total dweeb. Yeah, so I just wanted to tell you that I filmed my videos, but I pretty much after this I'm probably gonna go and like rest and do nothing because I want to edit them, but I just a few seconds ago, like you saw, I started crying just talking about it and thinking about it. Right now it's just so hard because yeah, I didn't see my grandparents all the time like some of my other cousins and second cousins. They were raised by my grandparents, and like my dad's, yeah, some of his uncle or his brothers and stuff couldn't raise their kids, so they practically had my grandparents raise them. But every time I've seen them, because my mom was like, well, I don't want you, my mom loved my grandparents, but she thought some of the things they did were like questionable, like bathing children together until they're like 10 and 12. My mom's like, once they question anything, they shouldn't bathe together. But or they should be able to take a bath by themselves too, and you shouldn't be bathing a 10-year-old kid at all. But so it was little things like that. My mom's like, nah. And she told my dad that. She's like, look, I don't work. I want to be a stay-at-home mom. Your parents can be involved in your kids' life because I want them to know their grandparents. But it just, my mom didn't demand for me. Like my dad wanted her to come with him all the time on the truck to work, and my mom's like, no, I don't want your grandparents raising my kids or our kids. So, but I there's a place in my heart for my grandparents because they're the ones I grew up with almost every so often. Every like week or so, we'd go and visit them and be like, hey, because my grandparents would call and be like, we picked up something for the kids. Or it'd be more like, we found something in our pack rat house that has been here for like 20 years and we want to give it to the kids. Like, on my 18th birthday, she found a jumper that she bought me when I was like 2. No, I think I was like 2. And she's like, she was, my mom, do you still want it? My mom's like, no, donate it. And my mom did. My mom's like, okay. She's like, oh, well, no, I'll keep it just in case. My mom's like, no, here, I'll take it. We'll find someone. And my mom just donated it. She's like, honestly, that's a waste. But wow, I've been talking for 10 minutes and it's a sad, sad vlog. But I just wanted to say that I vlogged. It's only my 4th vlog. I'm keeping up pretty well with this every day or every other day. But wanted to give you guys an update because that's why videos aren't happening. And yeah, and just be patient with me. I want to get my videos for the gaming channel put up. It's just, after finding out that news, it's hard right now. And I just wanted to say that I miss you, not I miss you, why am I saying I miss you guys? Well, I barely know any of you, but I just wanted to say you guys are all great people, and I hope you keep watching. I don't know why I'm not that entertaining. I'm more entertaining when I'm not depressed or stressed, which has been a lot lately because of school and stuff. But I just wanted to say, live long, live long, prosper, and I'll talk to y'all later, and you're in my little depleting heart. Oh, by the way, the depleting heart thing comes from, remember all the old video games we actually had hearts? And they'd be like, oh, and then you'd have that one heart that'd go bleep, 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 bleep. And I was so bad at video games as a child, especially Zelda. And I'd always get down to that little annoying, loud, depleting heart. And I'm like, survive, survive. And I just like, this little depleting heart is my life. And to me, yeah, I mean, it's good to have all those hearts, but that one little heart was always where I liked to be, even though it sucked because it made annoying noises. But I always liked that little depleting heart because I was like, that little heart is holding on. So yeah, just want to say bye again. Live long, prosper. I hope you're all doing well. I'll post another vlog soon. Just be patient. I understand. I hope you guys all understand. Bye.